Okay, hey guys. So today's a new what if. Sorry for not posting part 2 of With Naruto Infinite Potential. I'll be doing that later. But anyway, this is what if Naruto was betrayed. Betrayed and sent back in time. So this will start off at Naruto is fighting Jigen. Naruto is into bear mode, and let's say in this timeline he would kill Jigen. But right before that, Jigen would rip out Naruto's eyes in the split of a flash and transform his DNA to match Otsutsuki and give him some powers before he dies, so the Otsutsuki clan doesn't die. So, Naruto would go back, and his powers haven't awakened, so he still looks like the kid in Naruto. He'll go back, and we would see Sasuke get crowned as the new king, not Hokage, king of the world. Naruto would be surprised and say, "What's happening over here?" Until a ninja would use a sleeping jutsu, like 100 of them, and Naruto would get knocked out. Naruto will wake up to see Boruto Himawari tied up on crosses. Right next to him, and he's tied up on a cross. We would then see villagers go, and they would start torturing and killing Himawari and Boruto right in front of Naruto. Naruto would be screaming out for them to stop, but they wouldn't, and Boruto and Himawari were dead, with their body dropping to the floor. With this, his rage would be too much for him to contain. The Nine Tails would be roaring for Naruto to destroy everything. And Naruto, in this state, would go Baron mode and start to rip apart everything, killing everyone. And when he kills a person, he also gets their chakra. So he would just start killing everything there. And he would go to Sasuke and rip off his arms and legs and heal him so he can live, and cut off, and just leave his head, and he's still able to live until Naruto just crushes it into the ground and kill everyone there. Naruto started to cry over his children's dead body. He also killed Hinata, because Hinata says he fake loving him, fake having a crush on him. She actually loved Zero Sasuke Queen, and she just, and Ruzin told her to, the clan heads, because he wanted the Nine Tails under their control. Naruto would kill them all, be the last human alive. Naruto started to cry until he would hear a voice. This voice would be Jigen. Jigen would say, "I see, so you've been betrayed by your own race." Naruto would be like, "Where are you? I thought I killed you off." Jigen would say, "We are one now, but I saw how much you paid, and that kind of made me get a little bit of pain. So, I'm going to tell you this. There's this specific jutsu called Time Warp. It allows you to go back in time warp. Allows you to go back in time." Naruto would say, yeah, just tell me the thing. Jigen would tell him the thing, and then Jigen was about to tell him how far back he's going, and Naruto would just do it instantly. So, we will go all the way back farther than the ninja world. Naruto would awaken in a garden. He awakened at gates, saying, "The Garden of Eden." Naruto would walk in to see two people. And when he would come in, the man would go rush at him and try to beat him, but Naruto would use his powers, not even chakra, and beat him easily. The guy would say, "Who are you?" And Naruto, not wanting to give a name, would say, "My name is Nexus." No, Zen. No. How about Zen? My name is Zen. And for the, what if Naruto had infinite potential? Nexus would be the name anyway. So he would say, "My name is Zen." They would say, "Okay, Zen, what is your purpose here in the paradise?" He'd say, "Nothing, just want to look around." Anyway, he would just be looking around till he saw the fruit of knowledge. It was a giant tree with so many fruits. Naruto, not thinking much of it, would eat the fruits, gaining knowledge of everything. He would get all of it and put it in a basket, and the tree would disintegrate into dust. Before going to Eve, who learned his name, and giving her the apple before leaving. So he would give the half to Adam, who would get the same knowledge as Naruto, but would gain knowledge nonetheless, and they will be kicked out of the Garden of Eden. And the Garden of Eden would go back to the heavens where it came from. So, time skip. 1 billion years is now Naruto's time, where it's now the Hashirama time. Naruto's been wandering the world, fighting people, learning new techniques, and over this time, he would develop a summoning. He would develop something called, he would get snake summoning. Why? Because he basically symbolized the snake that gave Ian the apple. Anyway, so Naruto would be walking around until he would hear the roar of the Nine Tails. Naruto went back in time. The Nine Tails did not go with him. The Nine Tails, just every tail beast, just went back in time, but with no memory of it. If Naruto were to get that tail beast, the tail beast would get all the memories, but Naruto doesn't have any tail beasts at this point. So you hear a roar, that means the Nine Tails, and he will see 2 gigantic things, the Nine Tails and a wood golem. He would instantly teleport over there, and they were about to clash, and with a hit, Naruto would stop this hit with his fingers. Naruto would then grab them both and chuck them into the water and they would be on the ground. Naruto would start to fly down. Naruto would go to Kurama and would say, he would go to Kurama, touch his head, and Kurama would be absorbed into him. Naruto would say, "It's been so long, old friend." And Kurama would instantly know who Naruto is, because Naruto basically took him in. So Kurama would be like, "Naruto, I see. You did that jutsu without knowing, stupid." He would get reprimanded from Kurama, and Naruto would just be laughing, saying sorry. Anyway, he would say, well, there's more pressing matters. He would go to Hashirama. And he would say to Hashirama, "Hashirama Senju, Madara Uchiha. I am disappointed in you both. Especially you, Hashirama. You will cause the end of all days." you cause a cataclysm event that will kill most people. Let me see, what the name was it? I said, since the character in the other series is gonna be what? Nexus, I said, have hereby take all tailed beasts from humanity. Hashirama would have all tailed beasts but not use them, would be like, what? And Naruto would go to Hashirama, pick him up from his head, and take all the tailed beasts before dropping it. And he would go to Madara. Madara Uchiha, don't think I forgot about you. You are the main conspirator of the cataclysm effect. The only thing I know I take away from you is he would go to Madara and say, what did he take from Madara? He would go to Madara and take he would go to Madara and curse him with a curse. The curse was, he is to walk the earth for all eternity. All things crumble around him. All things go around him. He cannot touch anything. Nothing will go to him. Nothing. Not even chakra. So the chakra he has here, that's the only chakra he can have for the rest of his life. Madara will be on the ground, panting. And he would say, it was a little bit harsh for me to do that. So, he would give it to Hashirama as well. Hashirama would be coughing on the ground as well, blood. And he would say, these are your punishments. Now it's time for me to go. Now it's time for you to go back to your village and learn to cooperate. As he would disappear, they will be coughing on the ground and saying, we need to prepare. Hashira and Madara would say, we need to prepare. It's not a matter of peace anymore. He'd say, we need all the villages. Hashirama, do you have enough chakra to do it? You'd say, yeah. Do you? You say, yeah, let's go. As they will go and conquer every village, making them into one empire. But it's a democratic empire. So, time skip. The time of Hashirama was, well, let me see. I'm seeing this, but I don't really care. Okay. The time of Hashirama. Time of Hashirama. What does he do? Was how many years okay. Sorry for that. So, 67 years before the Naruto came. So 67 years later, Naruto has joined this great empire as SSS. No, an X class being a ZX class, the highest class. His missions are against things that cannot be comprehended. And today is the day. One of his missions are to train the last Uchiha, the Hyuga Princess, and let's see, who else? And Naruto, who I'm aging down. For very long, Yakura and Sharingan. So, Naruto would go to the bell test place. Training ground, I don't know. What? For bell test, he'll bring them straight to the force of death. The animals there, they don't attack him because they fear him. And the snakes actually worship him. So yeah. So we would see them in the force of death. And he will hold up 2 bells. We'll say. And Nada will point out there's 3 of us and there's only 2 bells. He will say, yeah, one of you will be kicked off the team. And it canon, but this time Naruto not get food, and Sasuke and Hinata will get him food. And Hinata has a crush on Naruto. Why am I doing nah? Actually, Naruto, all the people Jiraiya was training at the Rain Village could be there. Like Kakashi would train everyone there. It'll be for Kakashi, it'll be Sasuke, Hinata, and Sakura. Anyway. Why I make Naruto so old and he can't get his revenge technically? Well, you already saw he's OP. And he ate the fruit of knowledge. When he ate it, his mind was clear of all bad thoughts. As long as he keeps eating it. It lasts for a year. So, he only has 2 more apples left. So after 2 years, his anger instincts are gonna come back. So yeah. Naruto would go, Naruto would say, stop, let's do this. And Kodan would have paper release. Guess he won't be like actual paper. And Pain or the yellow hair guy, who's not Naruto, he would actually have the Sharingan. Why? Let's say he was actually the son of Madara before Naruto took away everything they loved. Yeah. But you put in like a seal that would make sure he would be born yet. And he was born around the same time as Naruto. And Koyan would be Hinata's sister, making her half of Yakuza and paper release at the same time. So, we would go to them trying to get the bell. They would form a plan. And the plan would be, well, Yonko or wherever that Hayden's name was, who that would be, will go and distract him and try to use his Sargon to ninjutsu him, and then Kodan trap lock his chakra points, and then Naruto would use Almighty Cool and take the bells, and then use Lion Push so he can't get near him to recover. So they would do a plan, and Naruto would obviously not be using full power or any power to let it happen. They would say, "You all pass." So, because of how OP Team Z is, after team name, Team 7, Team Z, will be forced to go on every mission together and grow together. Cause last we cheat on things. And they were the Raiden God user and the Sargon user to be friends. Anyway, we see this. We will see them doing direct missions until Naruto, no Pain. You know the yellow haired guy who's Pain? I'm just gonna call him Pain. Until Pain would say, I want to do some better missions, since he basically has Naruto's personality. And Kakashi with his and all of that, everyone else except Naruto will be like, I think he can handle it. I think they can all handle it. And they'll be talking to the fourth Hokage, who just had a son named Menma. Yeah. I can see that it's not the Ninth in Cherokee, because Naruto is in the Cherokee of them all. So, they would go off, they would get to prepare, and Naruto would say, Hokage-sama, can I wear my clothes for this? And he'll say, I see, why not? Go. Naruto would go and put on the clothes in the picture. He would walk up and he would say, dude, this is a mission of life or death, not a tea party. He'll say, I'll wear whatever I want, you can wear whatever you want. Don't judge me. So, let me ask you. How are there missions on Earth when everyone's united? Bandits. Bandit villages. Rogue ninjas still exist. It's just a little bit more rare to see them. But don't fret, they're still there. And everything else is there, just every village is connected. All the major ones. So, we'll see them go into the waves. Until you'll see a Poe. Naruto and Kakashi automatically know what this is. And but not tell their teammates, but them to see what happens. And they'll walk up to a new bird will come out. And Naruto will say, Almighty Push. before on my pool, and before they come there, Naruto would get you to them. Naruto will stop, and it'll be on the ground. If you wonder why I'm stuttering so much, because I'm eating. So, Naruto would basically stop, and they'll be in the genjutsu where they're dying over and over again and feeling immense pain. So, they would interrogate them, and they would bunch. Naruto said for him to interrogate them, and he wanted them to go to the village to catch up. So they'll go, and Naruto would use a special type of method called Force of Death Summoning. He's able to summon anything from the Force of Death. He summons all the animals, and well, they will get scared and tell him everything they know, and he'll bring them all back when they were. So, the ear. So we would see Naruto go back and tell the team what happened. No, not what happened. Would tell them the information he got from them. It caused you to be suspicious, but we'll just let it go. Because Naruto's not been acting himself. Since the dawn of time, Naruto's been chill. He's been chill the entire time, but he's a little bit erratic. That's because he's on his last fruit. His true personality is coming out. He doesn't want that to happen, so he's trying to find a solution and nothing's working, so he's just waiting for the year to be done so he can eat it, and then his emotions will get back in check for a year. And before that, so basically Naruto has a deadline to make his team the strongest team before he loses all of his apples. So Naruto they would go to the Thousand's house like a cannon, and there Naruto would start teaching them advanced stuff like A rank jutsus, S rank jutsus, chakra control, all the whole shebang in that day. And because they all have dojutsu, it will be pretty easy for them to learn it. But let me see. Konar will have a little bit of a more tough time since the Byakugan isn't really like that, but she'll be fast at it because he's a prodigy. So we would see them go to the bridge and start helping. I'm a little sick, guys. Don't worry, it's not corona, since I tested myself 2 times the other day. Probably thinking, test yourself today, I will do that. Anyway, back to the story. Naruto would go on to leave his team to fight them. And his team would go and fight them while blindfolded. Why, you may be asking? It's all a part of the training. So, they'll be blindfolded and they'll start fighting. They won't be able to do it right at the first try, but then they would realize to rely on their other senses, and they will start being able to actually land some hits. Good. And then Naruto will put some weights on them, make it harder for them to move, so they will have to make sure everything was perfect. So, like a few minutes later, they would get it down pat. So they would start to do the thing perfectly. without any flaws, because if they didn't, they might get killed. Even Naruto said that. So they will be doing that, and Team 7 will feel basically like trash compared to them. Why? Because they're blindfolded with weights on. They know S rank jutsu and A rank jutsu before they knew it. And they'll ask Kakashi to teach them that. And Kakashi will be like, yeah, I can teach you some S rank jutsu since they seem like this is their training. So he'll bring them away, and he will teach them all a basic water dragon. High move, I know, but he doesn't want to be outdone by Team Z, okay? But they get it back. So he'll teach them that and a great fireball jutsu, and what else? Wind bullet. If one of them has a wind affinity. Okay. We would see Naruto. We would see Naruto say, good, they'll finish them off. And they would kill them. They would take out their land forms to see they killed someone and be in mortal prowl. Naruto would cut his fruit up into 4 pieces. And he would make like a tiny piece of the fruit out, like 4 pieces that are really tiny. Shove them into their mouths, and they would realize they would stop caring about if they kill somebody, since they must learn that there's an afterlife and they were going to hell either way. So, on their face, they will be able to kill them without restraint. And the Demon Brothers would come back up. Why? It's not canon, but just to show their emotionless to the people who are against them, and they will brutally kill them. Right in front of Team 7, who are just coming back from learning some S rank and A rank jutsu. And they will be horrified since they're murdering without restraint. Like, they're treating them like nothing. Kakashi will be surprised and kind of fearful, because if they have no remorse at this age, imagine how they're gonna be when they're adults. I've been thinking, oh, why is Naruto beating everyone? Well, because of that 1-year time limit. If he fights anyone in the year time limit, his basically the fruit of knowledge that keeping him sane will go down quicker. So that's why he can't really fight unless he wants to go insane. So this is the end of what if Naruto was betrayed and went back in time. Bye, guys.